Hi, my name is Fidel Sandoval. I am going to show you how I solve this case using different method. Um, as we already discussed in the past, um, we have the predefinition and we made an analysis of the legacy environment. We did data cleansing, and after having done that, we came up with this approach in which we have identified 6 catalogs and 4 entities. These entities were modeled using Toad data modeler, which is this model. And the code to create this database was already provided in the past. So I am not going through this process again. However, we're gonna do the extraction and transformation and then the load of the data using not SQL Server integration services, but in this case we're going to use C#. We're going to create project of the type Windows Form AppNet, this one. And we have now this form. In this form, we have several windows, several buttons. We use each of these buttons in order to load the different catalogs and entities. I'm going to show you, for instance, the category. First of all, we have this connection, which is a connection to our ticket database, the SQL Server database. And in each procedure, we have another connection, which is a connection to the Excel file. And this is basically the connection I'm using OLEDB. And the file name is provided here. We are talking about this file in which we have already made the cleansing of the data. Okay. So in this case, we are creating a connection to the SQL, to the Excel file. We're gonna fill the category catalog, and here we have the select that we are executing against the Excel file. Once we got the information from the Excel file, the data, we create a data set, we fill the data set, and then we create a table in memory. I am calling this table category. Remember that everything is happening within this project. And then we iterate this table, and basically then we execute and insert into category table. This category table is in the target database. I have created this Excel function, and we're gonna show you how this function is used widely in the process. It receives a SQL command, and basically it executes the SQL command against the database. It is using a connection. This connection is the one that I showed you at the beginning, is this connection, right? So that happens for the category catalog, and the same thing for the status catalog and currency and country. And more interesting here is in the state, in which, as we know, that the state then inherits an ID from country. So in this case, what we're doing now, first we are querying our country table, which is already populated, and we iterate this table, and then we query our Excel file and gather information from our Excel file. Again, we create in memory this state table, and using this table, then we execute and insert against the state table in the target database. That happens for state, and same thing for city, in which now we are selecting data from our already populated tables, country and state in our target database, and we iterate the result set, and then we query our Excel file to get the corresponding data, and then we insert this data into our city entity table, right? Same thing for vendor and contact and claim payment, but let me show you how it works. First of all, let me show you the database. Well, this database has some information now. We are gonna reset the database. I have created a procedure here in my code. I called it this procedure. Here we have the reset TV, in which we are basically deleting all tables to start from scratch. Okay, so let's execute it. So we have here in this part, and I'm going to try to also show you in this other side. Okay, so first of all, let's delete all the information from our database. Okay, complete. So for example, let's query category. It's empty, city, empty, all catalogs now are empty, state, country are empty. So we can do that step by step. Let's say, let's load category. Okay, it says has load 6 rows in category. Remember that we are querying our Excel file. So if I query again category, I have these six rows. I can load the status as well. 6 rows for status. Check status. 6 rows, and I continue that. I can continue doing that. For example, currency, 93 rows, and so. If I check state, for instance, as I haven't already loaded anything, it shows 0 rows. Okay, so let's truncate everything, and I have a command here that can execute everything at the same time. So we're going to start loading category, status, currency, country, and it will show you the progress. It takes a while, but I'm going to leave it for you to see how it is progressing. This case has already loaded country data, yes, but not state. Well, now it is in a state, but not city. Let's say city, 0 rows. Once it has finished with the state, we can query city. It takes longer compared to the other solution using SQL Server Information Services. And the main reason it is because this is a manual procedure and it is not as optimized as SQL Server Information Services, mostly because of the legacy system, in this case the Excel file. I'm going to leave it that. Okay, it has finished state. Now it is inserting city. Let's query city again. Okay. It's gonna take a while because we have 600 records for city. You can forward the video and see the result at the end. Well, it is working with city, so that means that vendor is empty. This moment, yes, it is. Okay, it finished with state. Now inserted vendor and finish with contact, and claim is about to finish with payment. I think, okay, has completed. So we have now everything here. Vendor, let's query vendor again. Date and vendor. Then contact. We have our data here in contact. Claim, our data in claim, and payment. Okay, so we have all data now loaded into our target database. We can then stop our process. Well, here I am providing you all these code, have some functions that I use to query the already populated tables in order to get IDs, and then use these IDs to populate other tables. So I have, for example, a function to get the vendor ID based on the vendor name, the status ID based on the status name, currency ID. So I hope this can provide you better view of how we can accomplish the ETL process using Visual Studio and C#. Thanks.